Yes. Live in a couple of seconds. All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. This is the first Tuesday of 2023. Wherever you are, guess what? You are in the right place. Here at the Daily Huddle, we love to say that the way you start your day gives you the rest of your day, and the way you live your day gives you the rest of your life. We are committed that you live a phenomenal life in 2023, and we're starting it in great form with a special guest. I'll wait to give you the surprise, but before the surprise, I have a question for you, Gio.
Tell me.
Do you know who the greenest presidents have been in history?
Do I know who the greenest president?
Yeah, greenest, like they eat plant-based, they love the energy, they do all things to protect the climate and the greenest presidents in history.
Presidents in history. No, that's a stretch. I wouldn't.
It's the Bushes.
Of course. That is terrible. That is just bad. Oh my gosh, Sorrel, that's a stretch. Oh my gosh.
Well, good morning again and welcome back. If you're on the West Coast, it's real early for you, and we thank you for getting up. If you're in Africa, even later for you. So welcome wherever you are, especially if you're in Haiti, my home country. I welcome you. Thank you for being here. This is the day you get to make, and you get to make that day inside of a context that this huddle creates for you. And this context is given by the questions I'm about to ask. Andrea, good morning.
Good morning, Sorrel.
Andrea, what time is it?
The time is now. The only time, Sorrel.
The time is now. The question is simple. The answer is straightforward, but it can change your life when you choose to get it. Andrea, in this moment now, who are you going to hug?
I am going to hug myself. I started the year, a lot of giving. Now I'm going to turn it back around me, and I'm going to wish me a happy new year and hug myself.
Well, tell you what, we're going to join in and give you one of these big virtual hugs. Take it in right now. Welcome, Andrea. It's good to see you. Stan the man, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year, family. Happy New Year, my friend Sorrel.
Tell me, Stan, where are you and what are you grateful for?
Well, wow, I'm right here, the only place that I could be. And I am grateful for this brand new year. I'm looking forward to what it's going to bring and what I can bring to it.
Welcome home, my friend.
Thank you.
Welcome home. It's great to see everyone's faces, including those of you who are not on camera. I know what your faces look like, and I'm imagining it right now. Gio, I'm going to come to you with the last question, so you may, after answering it, have the honor of introducing our special guest. Gio, how are you, my friend?
Sorrel, thank you for asking. I am the way I say I am. And today I say I am trusting. Today I am trusting. Yes, today I say I'm trusting.
Yes. Thank you for being trusting. And thank you for giving the tip of the iceberg of what it takes for people to begin to know Joycesonia Lawson. Please introduce yourself.
Yes, thank you, Sorrel. So today's conversation is going to be under the context of, are you experiencing stress or burnout? Raise your hand if you have experienced stress or burnout. Yes, it's a big deal. It's a big thing, and it is real for many, many, many people. So today's going to be a juicy conversation. And before we get to that conversation, I really just want to give you the tip of the iceberg of Joyceisonia's life's contribution. So just a little bit about Joycesonia Lawson. She's a mother of 2 young adults, an educator, a writer, a speaker, and a health and life coach. Joycesonia got into health and wellness field after she experienced mental and physical health challenges from years of stress and burnout as a public school teacher. She's currently the founder and executive director of the nonprofit organization Teacher Care Now Foundation. She's also currently enrolled in the Health Coach Institute and will obtain her certification in health and life coaching in March of this year. Joycesonia currently lives in Champaign, Illinois, with her husband, Stacey. Together, they are on a journey of living an intentional, healthy life and enjoying every moment. Joycesonia, thank you for being here. Thank you for coming back. We were so honored to have you. So how did you get to start this experience of, or this new journey on health and wellness? And why did you choose experiencing stress or burnout as the opportunity of this conversation?
Well, thank you again, Gio and Sorrel, for having me. And, you know, it is always wonderful to be with my daily Huddle family. This is family right here. But just diving into this area, it happened when I could not find resources for teachers dealing with mental health, dealing with stress and burnout and anxiety in different areas. I know many times they'll tell you, you know, if you're experiencing stress, you can just go outside, get some fresh air, and I could not with 25 and 30 students in my classroom. So I just dove into it a little bit more because I wanted to find strategies for me. And in doing that, a few of my other teacher friends, we decided to create the nonprofit, but I wanted to learn more. Just being a lifelong learner, I wanted to learn more about health and wellness. So that is what got me into health and life coaching. So I'm excited to talk to everyone, you know, about health and wellness. So I'm excited to be here and to talk to business owners today, since that is our platform.
Yes, definitely. Our platform engages with all walks of life, Joycesonia. And thank you for choosing this journey of health and wellness, and for many years to choose to being a public teacher. I mean, that is a real journey and a real hero behind the scenes. So go ahead.
All right. So today, my question to all of you, are you experiencing stress or burnout? Now, we are all passionate about our businesses. We may have seen a need in the community and we have decided to fill it. We may have had a bad experience working for someone and we have vowed never to work for anyone else again. We may have, you know, wanted freedom with our time. And so we've decided to become business owners. Whatever the reason, no one can deny that being a business owner is hard work. It's not easy. And many times out of our passion, actually, it can turn into sacrifices. Sacrifices of our sleep, sacrifices of spending time with our loved ones, sacrifices of fun and downtime, and definitely sacrifices of our money. When you're starting a business or when you're deep in business, we know that we have to be an investor of our business so we can sacrifice all of these things. And we do, we sacrifice these things believing that the payoff in the end will be worth it. Now, continuing to make these sacrifices and not seeing the results of those sacrifices, many times it can cause stress. And according to a Gallup Wellness Index, 45% of entrepreneurs report being stressed compared to 42% of other workers. And I'm not sure how many people are on this call right now. Stacey, can you let us know?
There are about 16 of us on this call right now.
So about 16. So a little less than half. So about 7. You know, that kind of just puts it into more perspective. 7 out of the 16 people who are on this call probably have been, you know, dealing with stress. Also, 34% of entrepreneurs report that they have worried a lot compared to 30% of other workers. And even worrying a lot can be very stressful. They may be worrying about finances, making sure that they can pay their own bills. They may be worried about a contract. It doesn't matter. Worry can lead into stress as well. Now, temporary, make sure I can, my slides come up. Temporary stress is normal and it can actually be healthy. Sometimes we do need a little kick in the behind in order to get done the things that we need to get done with. And when we are way out of our comfort zones and attempting something that we've never tried before, the adrenaline rush is normal. Okay. Even right now, I have a little adrenaline rush, even though I do a podcast every other week. I still have an adrenaline rush being here with my Daily Huddle family. Or maybe you're one who states, I work better under pressure. Okay. But as the saying goes, everything in moderation. If you are always or often on edge, that can cause chronic stress. And with chronic stress, your endocrine system, which is responsible for regulating your fight or flight response, it isn't returning to a healthy state. Instead, it overrides everything the brain deems as non-critical, like sleep, digestion, and your reproductive system, while enhancing the systems useful during times of high alert, especially your muscular system and your cardiovascular system. So this is why a lot of times if you're stressed, you can feel it in your shoulders. Your shoulders just start to tense. So I want everyone just to pay attention to how your shoulders feel. If they're a little tense, go ahead and just release that. And if they're not tense, that's a great thing. And also cardiovascular problems like heart attacks, it can be associated with stress as well. Now, some of the signs of this stress, they may show up as headaches, heart problems, high blood pressure, and suppressed immune response. And then if we're talking about prolonged exposure to chronic stress, it can show up as memory loss, anxiety, irritability, depression, substance abuse, weight gain, insomnia, social withdrawal, and suicidal thoughts. And when I looked at this list, a lot of the signs on this list also go with not getting enough sleep. So it is very important that you're paying attention to your body, because if you're not getting enough sleep, it does affect your memory. You can experience anxiety. You can be very irritable. You can be depressed. Also, it affects your weight gain. So it's very, very important to, like I said, pay attention to your body. And this stress definitely can cause burnout. Now, I'm going to tell you what burnout is, and this is based on the World Health Organization. Burnout is a syndrome conceptualized as resulting from chronic workplace stress that has not been successfully managed. It is characterized by 3 dimensions: feelings of energy depletion or exhaustion, increased mental distance from one's job, or feeling negative towards one's career. So think about it. We're talking about business, a business that you all are passionate about, and you can start to feel distant from your business if this is going on. And also reduce professional productivity. So you are not being as productive as you used to be. 42% of small business owners say they have experienced burnout in the past month. 24% reported they are currently experiencing burnout. Burnout can cause the end of your business. You can just decide, you know what, I'm tired, I can't take it anymore, and I give up. It can also cause you to be ineffective in your business. You're just going through the motion. You're just surviving. And that's not a good place to be in either. And if you want to recover from burnout, think about this. It can take 3 months to up to a year for you to reset and get back on track. We need your ideas. The world needs your business. And we want to be healthy as we take our businesses to the next level in 2023. This is why health and wellness is important. If you are not experiencing stress or burnout, we want to keep it that way. And if you are experiencing stress or burnout, I have some strategies that can help you. Now, creating healthcare habits can reduce the stress and the side effects of stress. And now I'm going to talk a little bit about what self-care is. Now, according to the World Health Organization, self-care is the ability of individuals, families, and communities to promote and maintain health, prevent disease, and to cope with illness and disability with or without the support of a healthcare provider. And this is a definition that I like even more than that. And this is from Perimeter Healthcare. Self-care is everything you do deliberately for your mental, physical, and emotional well-being. And I really like the word deliberately. Self-care must be deliberate. It is not reactionary in nature. When you are run down and overwhelmed and you go to sleep and you just can't get up, so you sleep a little bit longer. That is not considered self-care. That is reactionary. When you schedule a doctor's appointment because you're experiencing pain in your chest and now is so overbearing that you can't function the way that you normally do, that is not self-care. That is reactionary. Self-care is what you do to maintain your positive mental, physical, and emotional well-being, or to improve it before your health and your well-being suffers. Now, I'm going to talk about just three basic strategies, and I'm also going to challenge you in these areas if you need it. So 3 areas on self-care, and the first one is sleep. So in the chat right now, I would like to know, how much sleep do you get each night? If everyone can go ahead and type it in the chat, and then I'm going to have some help from my lovely husband, Stacey, to go ahead and read off some of those for us. How many hours of sleep do you get each night?
I'm seeing 6 hours, 6 to 7, another 6 to 7, 7 to 8 hours. Ooh, 5 hours.
Yes.
Not enough, maybe 5 hours consistently, 6 to 7.
Yeah.
I could say I got about 7 hours last night.
Yeah, I'm averaging about 6 to 7 hours. Thank you for reading that.
Sure. And the final answer, 4 to 5.
Thank you, 4 to 5. Thank you all for being truthful and putting that in there. So according to the National Sleep Foundation, the amount of sleep most of us need is based on age. And for adults, and that would be the categories 26 to 64, that would be 7 to 9 hours of sleep. And sleep is often the first thing that we give up when we need more time. But reducing sleep to 4 to 6 hours at night is shown to have significant impact on cognitive functioning. And we need our cognitive functioning. We need to be able to think. We need to be able to be creative. So I just want you to think about that. Now, I know that there are some people who would say, well, I only need 5 hours of sleep and I'm fine. But I want to challenge you in that. What if you added just 30 more minutes of sleep? How would you feel? Would you go from feeling fine to feeling great, amazing, awesome, fantastic? Let's see. If you're not getting enough sleep, to be your best, I want to challenge you also to add 30 minutes of sleep. And adding sleep, it just doesn't happen. It's intentional. It's just like the definition of self-care, deliberate. So adding just 30 minutes of sleep into your schedule this week, I want you to try to do that. And when you wake up, I want you to pay attention to how your body feels. Not just get up and go ahead and start running around. pay attention, just be in the moment. And if you are getting enough sleep, that is great. You're in the minority. Keep doing what you're doing. All right. So my next strategy for you is being in the moment. Now, this is a form of meditation, but I want to talk more about just not listening to affirmations or not saying anything to yourself, but just paying attention to how your body feels. Even right now, this first Tuesday of this new year, pay attention to how your body feels. Start from the crown of your head and slowly go down your body to pay attention. Our body actually tell us what it needs. It tell us when it's hurting. And many times it's just a little whisper. And it's important for us to slow down because many of us are going, 70 miles per hour. But it's important to slow down and pay attention to your body and those portions of your body that need that extra attention, that extra love. You want to go ahead and give it to it then, and right now, as I'm feeling a little tense in my shoulders right after this, Stacey doesn't know it, but he's going to give me a nice massage because that's what my body needs right now. So
go ahead, Stacey.
Yes. So I want you to be more in the moment. And this can take 5 minutes right at the beginning of the day or while you're having coffee or tea. I would do this many times after my most challenging class because I knew that class, many times they just kind of, got my blood pressure boiling. So afterwards, I would just sit. No music, no anything, and pay attention to my body. And it would automatically calm me down, and then I would just be more focused on, okay, let me make sure I take it easy. I might need to stay seated a little while. I might need to get from in front of the computer screen. I might need to open up a window, or I might need to play some soft music to help me just relax more. So be in the moment. That is my second strategy. And I want to challenge you to add 5 minutes of stillness into your day. The third strategy is exercise. And I understand that some people do not like the word exercise. So for them, I say movement. That could be going to the gym, but also it could be taking a dance class. I know I love getting on Zoom and there's different dance classes. Not Zoom, but YouTube. And there's Zumba classes. There's other types of classes that, I can take dance classes, walking, just getting moving. And it's important to be creative with this. Okay. We all know that there are so many positive results of exercising. So for this challenge, I'm challenging you to exercise or move at least 3 to 5 days a week. Now, here are 3 different challenges, and I don't want you to do them all. I want you to pick which one do you think your body needs the most. Remember, we're paying attention to our body, and I want you to challenge yourself to do this for the rest of this week. Whatever you decide, I just want you to make sure you have fun, okay? And for anyone who believe that they need a little bit more support with stress or burnout, here are a few resources that you can call. And these resources are 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they're anonymous. I know when I was dealing with a lot of mental health problems, I did not realize that these existed, and they do. They are here for you. Mental health, it is very serious. And it's important that you know that you are not alone. And with that, I am complete. Thank you all.
Joycesonia, thank you for arming us with 3 effective strategies to not only begin the year on the right foot, but stay in the right mindset, stay healthy. I have a question to begin the volley, okay? You talk about getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep, and I'm seeing for myself that there's a big difference between being in bed and sleeping. Now, some people will stay in bed. I've done it for 9, 10 hours and wake up tired as heck. Well, not wake up, get up tired as heck. Now, what what could you advise us in how to create restful sleep?
Now, that is a big problem with many people, and it could be worry or just different things. You may have a lot of things on your mind. This was a big issue with me. I would get into bed early, 9 o'clock or so, and I still couldn't sleep. So there are many different hacks that you can use. One of the things that I do is I actually have a diffuser right here. I have two on this table, but I use a diffuser and putting different scents. So I like to use lavender. That just helps you to calm down. That is one strategy. Going to bed at the same time every day. You know, that is another strategy, making sure that you are not in front of a screen at least an hour or 2 hours before you go to bed, because that blue light helps you to stay up. Those are some strategies. Also, making sure that the room is a little bit cooler. That is another strategy. So there are so many different hacks or strategies that you can use if you just get in bed and your mind is going. Another strategy, taking out a notepad and writing everything down, get it out of your head and onto paper so that you can look at it first thing in the morning instead of just letting things go in your mind. So those are some strategies, and I'd love to share some more with you at another time.
Yeah, well, there will definitely be another time, right? And it seems to me that maybe strategy 1 and 2 may actually help each other.
Mm-hmm.
Have you found for yourself that exercising at a certain time of the day or even before sleep helps to create restful sleep?
Yes. And you know what? It changes for every person. I would say that definitely paying attention to your body, that I think that is definitely number one, because it will help with your sleep. You know, you knowing how many hours of sleep you need. And also with the exercise, when is it best to exercise for you? Some people, it's better to exercise early in the morning, some in the afternoon after they've had lunch, and some in the evening. So yeah, definitely. It just depends on the person. And since we're just so different, it's very important that you are paying attention to your body. So yes.
Thank you, Joycesonia. Questions from anyone else? Or confessions, maybe?
Yes, we're taking both.
Go ahead, Mr. Robinson, and then Gio.
Really quickly, I typed this in the chat when we were talking about bedtime, and I was thinking about, I just fell in love with bedtime meditational music, or those particular sounds that help me kind of calm down. I was wondering if you could talk about that if there is time.
Okay, very quickly, and I'll talk about that and tell you what Stacey and I did when I was in North Carolina and he was here. We would read together at night. He would read or I would read, and then we would listen to meditative music throughout the night until the morning. And it put me to sleep just like that. So it's up to you. You can listen to a 15-minute one. That's what I used to do. I would listen to it for 15 minutes, and that would actually let me know, okay, I'm going to sleep within 15 minutes because I don't remember when the music goes off. You know, but find something that works for you. There's so many different meditations. Stick with it for a few days. Don't say, oh, well, this doesn't work for me. This doesn't work for me. Try it for a few days. It's just like exercising. When you get back into it, your body aches, and you can't say, oh, well, this is not for me because my body hurts. No, your body is not used to it. So try it for a few days to see if this is working for you, especially if you sleep if you just lie in bed for a long time. Try a 30-minute meditation, and you can tell after 30 minutes if you're still up, because if you're sleeping, you don't know when it goes out. It worked. You fell asleep within 30 minutes, 15 minutes.
Thank you. Gio, you've got the last question, my friend.
Thank you, Sorrel. Thank you, Joycesonia. This was really phenomenal. One of the things that you said that I got my attention is self-care is intentional. And it just left me with that seed, right, on the opportunity of being intentional. The way I live my life is that Self-care is what happens when everything is done. And so for the most part, nothing, it's done, right? So self-care never really necessarily happened. So that's really phenomenal. And the other thing I wanted to ask you, but there might not be enough time anymore, but I'll do the question anyway. It was at the time when your health challenges and mental challenges were at its peakest, how did you know, okay, I got to do something. There's no bottom. I'm going to continue to go lower and lower and lower. How did you know when to stop it?
Very quickly, when I ended up in the emergency room. I couldn't walk straight. I was dizzy. I could not see straight, and I had to be taken to the emergency room. And so after being in there for 8 hours, needles in my arm, medication, and a doctor came up to me and said, "Are you stressed out?" And I'm thinking, you know what? Probably. And then getting a $10,000 bill for someone else to ask me if I was stressed out instead of me paying attention to my body and actually listening, because many times we are taught to ignore how we feel. Keep going, keep going. We got to get this done. Keep going. It doesn't matter how you feel right now. If we want to be at our best as far as production in our business, we have to pay attention to our bodies because it will only help us. So that was a turning point for me, ending up in the emergency room. And I want to help other people so they don't have to end up there. It costs way too much. The time was way too long. It was not worth it. And I want to help other people to maintain their health and pay attention to their health so it doesn't happen to them. So that was a turning point.
Awesome, Joycesonia. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for participating, taking it in, and actually creating something for yourself. Joycesonia, 30 minutes fly like we don't know what. And I still want to give you the opportunity to say one last thing. What do you want to leave us with today?
Last thing, I just want to thank you all for being here and just to tell you to take care of yourself. It is the best investment that you can make is in you with self-care.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. And I'm leaving with this myself, and I want to share it with you and the world. One of your slides said, "We need you." And the other said, self-care is deliberate. And the conclusion is, without deliberate self-care, the joy, everything that you have to contribute to the world, that the world needs, won't happen. And we need you. So take care of yourself. And with self-care, you'll get right into our 8 tenets. That is to love. That is self-care. That is to sleep. Now 7 to 9 hours, right? Eat mostly plant-based. Laugh out loud. Go crazy. If you can't laugh, have somebody tickle you. I see you, Lela. Give everything you've got, and sleep and move. Shake what your mama gave you and check yourself before you wreck yourself. The Daily Huddle is here. We're here for you every day. Tomorrow is communications and relationship. Coach Tara Heaton and Catherine Sable will be here, and we'll see you right here. Same time, same place, tomorrow morning, right here on the Daily Huddle. Have a phenomenal...
Great job, Mastermind Joycesonia. Beautiful job. Thank you, Mastermind.
One love, guys.
Thank you. Great job.
Thank you, guys.
Too short. We need another one.